Hey YouTube. Well, I've been going through a few things in life. Last month we recovered from COVID at the end of the month, basically. We lost a few jobs. It put a financial burden on me and my wife. And I'm trying to get back into the groove here on YouTube. My wife, we think she picked up some kind of a heart problem from having the COVID. And I'm not going to lie, we had just got our first dose of the vaccine. I was hesitant to get vaccinated. Back in 1987, we had chemical warfare classes. We discussed SARS type chemical weapons. And the reason that the military wanted to use SARS weapon was once you get it, you're more susceptible to get it a second time. So having the vaccine, it didn't protect my mom and dad. They got it from the same individual that brought it to our home. They took a child from a quarantined home, or supposed to be a quarantined home, and brought that child to visit us. Made me sick, made my 15-year-old son sick, made my wife sick, and my fully vaccinated mother and father, when they went next door to visit them, they also got sick. Now, they were fully vaccinated, so we were laying there coughing our lungs out, and I heard a lawnmower start up. Now, my dad's never been one to mow the grass. Look out the window. There he is riding my mother's John Deere mower. And I'm like, how does he have the energy to do this? Well, he's got half a lung removed, a kidney missing. He shouldn't have been in as good a shape as he was. But that vaccine, in my opinion, is why he was able to jump up and go and do things. So it's not going to keep you from getting it. There's not enough time to have researched this to prove that. So I'm seeing a lot of things. We lost Patrick from one of the sailing channels that I used to love to watch. I actually got to meet that man at the Outer Banks of North Carolina in my younger days. And I didn't know that he was, at that time, sailing around the world in a tiny sailboat. So we saw that he had been taken by COVID on YouTube. That's how we found out that information. And then another friend of mine, his wife works at a building supply, home improvement kind of place. Well, she got it. Now, he was in the mindset that God was going to protect him. I'm sorry, I'll stop rocking. I know that probably makes me look crazy. But anyway, he was under the mindset that God was going to protect him from COVID more than he would your grandmother, your daughter, your child, or you yourself, or your spouse. God was going to protect him. Now, I don't know what you guys know about the Bible, or if you don't have to believe in the Bible, because some of it has been changed. But it's like this. For those of you that believe in God and fear God, you should know that that is truly taking God's name in vain. To vainly say that God will keep me from getting a speck of mud in my white t-shirt if I dive in that mud puddle. That is vain. to think that God's going to do something else. To be honest with you, when it comes to my view on what God will and will not do, Charlie Manson will most likely be in the same heaven I go to, because if he asks for forgiveness, he gets forgiveness. The only unforgivable sin, as quoted as being said, is to deny the Holy Spirit. And if you love each other as much as you love yourself, and love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your might, then you will be able to keep all 10 of our Father's commandments. So you got to keep them all 10. You got to love each other. Now, I know that love, but I also hold a grudge. But I love others enough that I sit down and I do these YouTube channels. And I share these with everybody. I'm not, saying, oh, you can't watch this because, you're bald-headed. You can't watch it. Hey, I don't care what you believe in. It doesn't matter. I don't care what your skin color, blood color, anything is. It doesn't matter. If you enjoy my videos, then I'll keep making them. And if you don't enjoy them, don't click on them. It's pretty simple. I mean, I'm a pretty solitary old guy. I like to keep to myself. I've got my wife and my son. My son, he seems like an 80-year-old man in the way he's already so set in his ways. And we were getting the COVID shot, but I'm not going to lie about that either. It's where I was going to on that. I waited and let everybody else be the guinea pig because we haven't seen it tested. We haven't seen if a commercial comes on that said, if you are level and died while taking the COVID vaccination, please call the law firm. We're going to get nothing for you. That's why I'm not, if somebody buries me, they better bury me with a landline and a TV so I can call when that commercial comes on. Yeah, they killed me. There's my joke. But the vaccine, I've seen it not prevent you from getting SARS-19, but it has lessened the effect. Now, it's been almost 3 months, maybe longer, because I've kind of lost track of how long we had that. Because it was a good 7 weeks that I was sick. I was fevers, coughing, hacking, thinking it wasn't going to make it to the next day. And then listening to my wife, who made me sound like a dadgum Olympic gold medalist. I mean, she was terrible, and this terrified me. And I'm the type of mindset, if I can't fix it, fight it, then I don't know what to do. I either have to be able to fix it or fight it. I mean, it's basically that. That's the only two things in my wheelhouse. Fix it, fight it. Sometimes I'm a pretty angry man because there's a lot of things out there that are happening to my loved ones, and including you, that really, really piss me off that it's allowed to happen. And seeing my wife suffer through this for so long has really ripped a hole in my heart. We argue about stupid, petty things, and I worry about what she's eating. I worry about all this other stuff that's going on. And yeah, I've lost 55 pounds because I quit eating grains and sugars. But that was so I could use my hands again. And I mean, if I can't use my hands and my knees hurt so bad that I couldn't walk, I was adversely affected by the grains and sugars different than probably anybody else. And then I started looking at my dad. He has a history of, since he was in his 40s, of having pain in his wrists and his hands and his knees. He's had double knee replacement surgery. They're talking about a hip. I'm saying, Dad, get off the grains and the sugars. I'm saying, hey, man, go watch the doctor on the carnivore diet. I said, Ken Berry will get you straight. I said, hey, watch Bo and Brandy. They've got recipes galore, man. I said, try your coffee the way they do. I said, I thought that has to be nasty. Putting a smack of butter and some coconut fat and monk fruit sweetener and a little spoon of unsweetened baker's chocolate powder in there, and some coconut milk, and then blend it all up like it's a cappuccino. I thought, oh, I got to try it. You know, the only thing I'm not going to try is, you know, testicles and intestines. Not going to do it. Can't do it. Maybe not going to eat chicken feet either. 52, never had it, never will. Ha ha ha. Some of you will get that commercial joke. But, no, I'm going to urge you to go ahead. Go get the vaccine. I've got one shot left to get. I had to wait, or was advised to wait, because we just had COVID. Whole house quarantine. Well, we're in a different house now. We moved. And we're in the process of doing some remodeling. Moving into a home that gives me access to a shop so I can work on my boats and I can work on my mowers and I can work on small engines and things like that. And I can get back to doing some woodwork so I can get all of my channels up and going again. So what I've realized is looking at this is the friend that said God was going to protect him. He's dead. The friend who only thought he had the flu, who many of us followed on YouTube if you're into sailing channels, we lost Patrick. And we've had friends that got it and got over it. They're still adversely affected. It hurt me a little more than most because I got chronic bronchitis. So everybody wonders why I'm an advocate for all this safety equipment. And it's simply because I already have issues and they're going to hurt me in the long run. So I'm trying to protect myself. I try to avoid foods that I know are already pronounced or whatever carcinogens. I stay away from them. I don't burn foam. I don't burn plastic. I try to stay away from diesel smoke. You know, I'm converting everything I've got over and I'm doing repurposed, recycled electric. Although I did just trade off and get my son about a 475, 500 horsepower, 1984 GMC. Traded that for some boat work I'm doing. But, you know, I didn't have much given to me when I was a kid, and I want to be able to spoil my little boy as much as I can. And the one thing I want to be able to give him is the opportunity to be able to go out and not be afraid that he'll get this stuff again. Because when you get it again, the second time, that's usually when you're done. If you look at the news, they brag about how low the count is, of how many cases we have of dying people. It's gone from this many thousand to this many thousand. Well, if you add that up, that's 1 million people dying faster than they've ever died before. And it's hitting our elderly. And when I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do was sit in old rockers on front porches and talk to the elderly people in my neighborhood. I didn't hang out with many of the kids. See, my dad didn't teach me to throw a baseball. He didn't teach me to throw a football. He didn't teach me to dribble. He didn't teach me to do a 2-point. He taught me to do auto body because I was free labor. All he had to do is pay me in Fruit Loops, man. Frosted Flakes. Maybe a Reese cup or a Mallow cup. I love those things. I wasn't too crazy about the Reese cups. But, guys, strongly advise you. Let's go ahead. Let's go get that vaccine. Get this stuff. Kind of slow it down. And even then, we need to wear a mask till this stuff's gone. Let's not let COVID be done like AIDS. They were all about trying to stop AIDS, trying to get everybody to quit doing everything to spread AIDS. And now they just say, oh, well, just take a pill and control your AIDS. Let's not let COVID do that. Let's not see another person die needlessly from this damn disease. It's an epidemic. We can stop it. It just takes a little common sense. Stay out of people's areas. Don't run behind people. Don't run in groups. Right? You're breathing that heavy, you're going to do it. Any event where they're shouting, they're going to spread it. We got to button ourselves up a little bit. We got to, we got to take care of us. We got to stop trying to, say it's our right and all this other horse shit. We need to take control of this damn virus because the government's making too much money off of it, in my opinion. Hey guys, I hope I hadn't pissed you off too bad, but if I did, rewind it, watch it again, and see if maybe you missed my point. I love you, everyone. I don't want any of you to be taken out of existence on this stupid COVID that we can snuff out just like that. You just can't freeze it because it'll thaw out, come back alive like a cockroach. Thanks for viewing. If you haven't already, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Even if you don't like me, subscribe so that you can annoy me, leaving me comments. All right, guys. I hope you and yours are blessed. Thanks for viewing. I'll see you next video.